Sir Aaron Carter here, and if you're listening to this music, that means you're listening to The Weekend Bang, brought to you by nerdreactor.com. I got Cory, Noel, and Gondo in the studio with me today, and we're talking about all the trends that need to die in video gaming world, so your video gaming world can be that much better. Head over to twitter.com and follow us at Video Game Bang, and then head over to Facebook/Video Game Bang Bang and tell us about all the trends in video games that you don't like, so we can discuss them on the show. We like hearing from you. You like hearing from us. So let's make this a mutual thing. Don't just leave the money on the dresser and leave in the morning. That's terrible. I don't even know where I got that from. What else we got going on? There's reviews on nerdreactor.com that I just wrote up for Tales of Borderlands. The game's amazing, but I'm pretty sure that you will find out all more details when you go over to nerdreactor.com. I'll be doing some ugly sweater reviews coming up soon, so look out for that one. And enjoy the show. Wait a minute. I forgot one thing. Happy birthday, Dominique Downs. You are awesome, dude.
Video Game Bang.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Video Game Bang. Your weekly source for all things video game. Featuring your fearless hosts, Cory Vincent.
I'm pretty much Microsoft and Marvel. The cans are on. It's when ish gets real. People get shot during the day?
And Aaron Carter.
Buy the armor, I equip it, and it's like pink thong. The guy that delivers vending machine items at my job, he can play it right.
Fill up your Mountain Dew and grab your Doritos. It's time for Video Game Bang.
Guess who's back, everybody?
After a 1 week absence.
After a 1 week hiatus because of personal reasons, you know.
And that's okay.
And that is all right.
Clap.
Yeah, a little bit of that. A little bit of that. The Weekend Bang's back, brought to you by nerdreactor.com. What are you reacting to? I am Sir Aaron Carter. You missed me. I know you did.
Actually, we didn't get one complaint.
I heard, you know how I got a whole bunch of private messages.
Oh, you did?
And for the people or person, I'm not going to name any names right now. I'm sorry. I apologize.
And he is not the father.
And yeah, child support, don't send it my way. It's weird with Macy staring right at me in your room here.
Oh.
If people don't know, Macy left a autographed picture.
A beautiful autographed
2x10, 4x8.
photo.
What is
it's actually 5x7.
5x7. And it's framed here in the studio.
And it says, VGB, you guys are... I can't read it from this far away.
Yeah, it says you guys are awesome, especially Aaron, and it's staring
right
at me. Staring right at me.
She would know. It is. It like follows you around the room. Moving around the room and it's following me.
You heard his voice already, everybody. Cory Vincent, everybody.
What's up, pizzas?
And if he were a movie title,
wow, okay, let's go.
He'd be Jumper.
What? Why would I be Jumper?
Because Jumper...
I hate jumping.
It's a movie title, though.
But I hate it.
Wow.
Wow, I've had 4 wines today.
Back second again. That's good. That's a good thing.
Good. I'm loose.
Back for the second episode in a row?
Yeah.
Am I?
Yes, I think so.
Wow.
Winner,
this is a new record, guys.
And if he were a movie title, he would probably be X-Men the movie.
Why did he get...
The first one, then?
The first one, yes.
Okay. I like that movie.
That was terrible, the game, though. You played as, like, Iceman.
Oh, no, you're thinking about 2, though, right? Where you played Iceman and Wolverine.
Was it 2?
It was 2.
That was a terrible one. Ooh. My bad, then, for giving you that one.
Why am I Jumper? I hate that movie.
Terrible. And finally, after a long hiatus of, I don't know, like 3 episodes or something like that.
It was way too long.
We replaced one Mexican for another one. Noel Beltran, everybody. And if he were a movie game, he would be Les Mis.
I'm
Les Mis.
No, they didn't make a game.
I went from movie titles to movie games, right?
Why would they make a game? We've hashed that
Les
out
Mis,
online.
though.
Yeah, you've never seen Les Mis?
Actually, I haven't.
Well, you should probably watch it.
What was the theme of that?
French? I don't know.
French Revolution.
People killing each other, I guess.
Yeah. Hugh Jackman.
No, I mean, what was the theme of this whole thing? How does Jumper tie to X-Men? Tie to...
They're all movie games.
He'll wrap it up at the end of the episode.
Yes, there will be
Stick around and find
some
out.
great conclusion at the very end of this.
Today...
It's Aaron's show. Nothing's that thought out.
Everything is thought out, because today is going to be one where you're going to have to put on your thinking cap.
Oh, man.
One thing that I say, I don't want the world to think like me. I just want the world to think.
God, is this another Ferguson thing?
No. I just want the world to think.
Because speaking of which, I participated in, no
Why?
offense, Aaron, African American Friday.
Why?
And
Oh, explain yourself.
what?
As a white American, why would you participate in the black or African American?
Because it's a free country.
Okay,
and
that
I
is
have the
true.
right to spend my money on pointless crap just like all the blacks.
That is true. Oh, so wait, you mean you went out and shopped?
No, I did it all online.
Oh, wow. Well, that's fine.
Yeah, I got Shadows of Mordor.
You should have went out and shopped.
$25.
You should have went out and shopped.
Why?
Because
he
freaking
probably
great
would've got-
deals out there.
Oh, and I regret to inform you guys, I don't know if you guys know, and we have Sacramento listeners, River City Comics and Games went out of business.
Dark times.
What?
Today
Dark
was
times.
the last day.
Everything must go?
Any
No,
experience-
there was no
any
big
explanation
deal.
or why?
I guess it just didn't work out. And we talked to him a little bit. You know, it's not like something you want to walk up to the dude and be like, so, tell us exactly what happened. Where did you go wrong?
If you want the scoop, you got to.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just felt so bad.
You gotta feel like a douche for a second
Well,
just to find
I
out.
love the store, and now me and David are...
Here's the thing, though. How many people really buy comic books that much?
I
And
don't know. I
then,
would
on
think a
top
lot.
of that, how much is a comic book? So the revenue has got to be...
It's $3 to $4 depending
Yeah.
on the title.
And
So-
he had like a subscription-based system. I don't know the profit margins or nothing like that, but it's just a sad day in Natomas when
It kind of
you
seems like...
lose a good store.
Yeah, it's definitely a sad thing because I mean I love comic books, as the show is clearly seen over the year, and but it's just like business standpoint, I don't really see how comic books are that profitable.
You
There
know-
are big comic book stores out there too.
It's easy to look on the outside and to be an armchair business owner.
True.
I think the mistake they made was moving because they had a cherry location right next to a video game store, the Gamers Funk Lab. That would have been the nerd hub of Sacramento right there. An awesome video game place, awesome comic book store within an arm's length of each other. Hell yeah.
But just like you said, it's easy to be the what did you call it? Armchair
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
businessman.
I know.
Why did they have to move? They may have couldn't afford that place, that sweet spot.
I think
they
that's what it
had.
was.
Yeah, they moved to a
So-
cheaper spot, but, location.
It definitely is, yeah. But I mean,
Right next to ice cream. Oh, my God.
and you know
They
what?
had a lot of food
they
options
could have
right
had
around
they
there.
could have had a lot of things that somebody could have told them that could have kept that business from going under and stuff like that. Maybe somebody that owned a previous comic shop that's successful or something like that. There's A1 Comics in
A1,
two
yeah.
different spots.
Yeah.
But it's all competition. It's just I don't know. It's unfortunate.
It's sad. And it's, the point, the moral of the story, the reason we brought this up, many of you guys don't live in Sacramento, but go support your local small businesses. Go on Yelp, find the local place. Don't go to the big chain stores. Just go
What
to-
big chain stores though?
Well, like Dimple sells comics now. I mean,
Do they?
Yeah, or buying
Barnes and
online.
Noble
Barnes
actually
and Noble, yeah.
has like a comic rack.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
I was gonna say though, from my experience, a lot of these comic shops make a lot of money from their card tournaments as well. And
He had some of the biggest card tournaments. They were awesome. There's always turnouts. I seen you there a whole bunch of times.
Well, yeah, whenever it was still
seen
here,
him.
whenever it was still here, in the closer area than Thomas next to the Gamers Funk Lab, but then when they moved, it just kind of
They literally moved 3 blocks.
Well,
and on
you
top of
think
that-
3
It's a
blocks
long
isn't
distance.
much. That was a long distance, and he was right by a high school.
I
Where
know.
right after the high school, the kids would go across the
everybody
street,
would go there after high school.
buy their
after-
Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
God honest truth, I don't even know where he moved.
Exactly, and that's the unfortunate.
And
Like,
then,
I really
and then,
don't know.
and then after that, I guess Yu-Gi-Oh started getting on a big, slump, and everybody's been quitting and everything. So they lost a lot of money from their Saturday and Thursday tournaments.
Damn.
He was a very comic book focused business.
Yeah.
I think you got to be a mix of a little bit of both, something else.
I think we saw him grow as a business owner. Like the first time we went there, it was kind of quiet and a little awkward and stuff, and it was kind of I felt uncomfortable in the store. But then you keep going there, and he started opening up and being more I don't know, type A, and it was a real fun place. The atmosphere was great. I never had any issues.
How
with
long
that place.
had he been open? 3 years, 4 years, somewhere around there.
Maybe 2 or 3 years, right?
Something in the 3-year range.
Yeah, let's
Yeah, I
move
was
on.
gonna
I'm
say
sorry,
3
Aaron,
years.
to take over your show. What do we got today?
You didn't take it over. You may have diverted it, but
Oh, sure.
my show is like a train. It barrels through. Like I said before, it's not my job, or I don't want people to think like me. I say it week in and week out, a whole bunch of stuff. about my vast knowledge of video games, proving people wrong time and time again.
Yeah,
but
speed this along.
I'm not trying to get people to think like me. I'm just trying to get people to think. So today's episode that I cooked up, I scoured the internet looking for things because we've said that we're out of a slump.
For video games.
For titles.
Quality, I should say, as well, because we, the big ones.
Debatable.
The big ones out there are kind of glitchy. Is that debatable?
No, that's not debatable.
No. All right, then. So, yeah,
that's
it's fact. So that means if they're out there and they're glitchy, we got a problem. And I've done shows where I've shown you other games. I've tried to show, overseas, some over here, let you know what's coming up and everything like that. But the problem I still believe is we all fall into the same things of bright and shiny, I'm going to go buy it. Call of Duty comes out year after year, we buy it. Correct? Not
the vast
us.
majority of people.
Not us,
Yes.
specifically. But yes, the vast majority.
The unthinking majority, can we say that?
Ooh. I don't want to diss them.
it.
Yeah. We'll leave that
Thanks, Serge.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll leave
David
that.
gets it. David gets it.
We'll leave. Why is that?
It's a record.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, I don't listen. to
Nerd out on some rock and roll music every once in a while.
No, I don't. So today, I've scoured the internet and comprised a list of gaming trends that we need to see die, because if they continue, I believe we're gonna have the same exact game for the next 1,000 years.
All right, I'm intrigued. You've piqued my interest.
Some of these things I think should stay, but I still, put them in there, just to, have
Wait, it's
more.
a list of things you want to see die, but you think some of them should stay?
No, these are a list of things that 2 websites that I went to that I saw that had, good stuff. Other websites I saw were kind of just bad stuff like, oh, can we get rid of action games? Shut up. What's wrong with you?
I'd love to read that article.
There's some stupid stuff.
Let's get rid of controllers, guys.
Yeah, let's just get rid of,
if you let's go back far enough in the video game bang library, I probably said something along those lines.
Get rid of sound.
When I was geeking out over the Kinect, but another one I was proven wrong on.
Number 1 on our list, DLC endings. Everybody has played a DLC ending, right? If you played Mass Effect 3, at least.
I didn't even
I did, but I didn't play it before the DLC came out, so I have no idea what the original ending was like.
Really?
That was a re-ending.
That was a re-ending. That wasn't
bad.
actually an ending. That was them trying to make up for the for the bad job that they did.
Why'd you say sorry?
Oh, because I
You're not
cussed.
supposed to curse.
What?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Curses every other episode.
Oh, I didn't know. You
Son of
remember
a
how
bitch.
long it's been.
What a shitty fucktard.
So games like
shut
Mass
the fuck
Effect,
up, all right?
games like Mass Effect 3, Asura's Wrath actually did it and charged you a good amount of money for the true ending of the game, as opposed to the ending
That sucked, or
that was
what?
just given to you.
Oh,
I never
wow.
played Asura's Wrath to the end, so because it just seemed like a stupid game to me.
Now, I would be
in the
really
first
annoyed
place.
if they charged me for an ending.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just like, here, play this game. You beat the final boss. Game over. It's just done. Or you could pay $3 to see the cutscene at the end.
See, and Capcom went out on a limb and actually marketed this thing out as the true ending. So I mean, when you're playing the game and then you're like, oh, I got whatever ending I got, and then the company comes out and is like, hey, for another $5.99, you can see what happened to his family, right? That sucks.
And it's like, I'll
Yeah,
just
that's
wait
pretty
and watch it on YouTube.
There's only one game that would have been worth it because the actual ending that they gave you didn't make any sense, and that was Alan Wake. Because if you actually got to the end, you have no clue what the hell that meant.
But if you're paying for this ending, don't you feel a little
it
shafted?
doesn't really. It's a whole added 5 hours of gameplay, and then there's the actual explanation of the ending. That's the only time I would see it justified if they add more gameplay. But then again, it's still stupid because I don't know what the hell happened at the end of the actual game.
And what's sad is good games are actually affected by this.
Who's done this?
One of my
That's a good
favorite one of my favorite games of all time, Fallout 3.
There was no. I thought there was an ending of Fallout 3.
Yeah. Yes,
there was, but they
but-
went back and redid it so that you can live on after.
So they
Brotherhood of Steel,
Exactly.
right? The Brotherhood of Steel expansion.
Yeah,
Well,
and
would you have rather just had them be like, okay, now you're a new character with a new adventure?
I would rather them say, hey, here's the free DLC that you can redo that whatever for, instead of, hey, you have to pay for this, which I did pay
because
for.
there was no free roam after the fact.
No,
No.
'cause after the game was over, you died.
And so Brotherhood of Steel came out.
And you know what they did with the next one? They said, screw it. You just end the game. You end the game. So Vegas, there is no DLC that comes out and kind of rewrites it. You just go out and do whatever. Or the game's
So
over.
you get to free roam after.
No, you don't free roam after. It's just over. The game's over.
That's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Was there like some kind of like video of the actual ending of Fallout?
Nope.
So you don't know what the actual ending was?
On Fallout 3, what happens is, spoiler alert, everybody. After
game's how old now?
I know, right?
like
Hey,
20
there could be
years
somebody that's
old.
never played the game though.
Amazing game if you haven't played it.
After you finish the final mission and you're supposed to die of radiation or whatever,
Uh-huh.
it plays the normal cutscene like you would ending the game. But if you
War.
purchased
Never changes.
the Brotherhood of Steel, the screen goes all white and then you wake up.
He goes, war. Changed this
Yeah,
one time.
exactly. Exactly.
Which still wouldn't make
War
sense
change,
because
just-
most people
just for
always
you.
had Fox with them, who's a super mutant that you could just send in there who's immune to the damn
And
radiation.
I think that was one of the options they added.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
But like if you didn't add that option, which I didn't, I don't believe. I think I sacrificed myself. Then hey, there it is. That's what happened.
It's a
So
disgrace.
yeah, I think that's one trend that it definitely needs to die. I don't see one good reason why it should stay around.
No, I'm completely
No,
for that.
I really agree with that.
So
truly.
if you're listening, if you're within the sound of my voice, please kill DLC endings. You need like a murder sound.
Gets
added
out
in there
of
or something after each
4
of
out
them.
of 5 bangs.
I'm on it.
Or 4 out of 4 bangs for killing DLC endings.
Here's one that's a little more tough that I saw that in there. Video games as art.
What?
What do
That
you mean
needs to
kill
die?
Now, a lot of people are fighting for this things. Video games are an art form and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And you see it in games.
What was the game we shit on completely and the developer actually got really mad?
Is it that Ungare?
Yes, Angare.
I remember that. I was
He
here for
listens
that.
to every
He
episode. and he's
unfollowed us on Twitter real quick because he's like, "Oh, they talked about my game," and then they follow and they're like, "Oh, hey, don't take it too personal." And all of a sudden, he has unfollowed you.
It's wow.
That was Noel sneeze laughing.
Or he exploded and he tried to keep it inside. Their little description for it was everybody knows video games are on the same level as film, television, and music, and that painting of dogs playing cards. They are art, plain and simple. The guy that wrote this article believes that they are art. Do you think games are art?
Yeah,
So you would love to see it like hung up in a museum and then walk in. Oh, look at that.
that would be beautiful.
Vector Man.
Yeah.
Right there on the screen.
Well, I mean, they are artistic. I think some are true art, and then others aren't.
I think, and I think what I added this one
Fuck
in
it.
there.
I take it back. They are art.
No, I think that what I'm adding on this one is when they try to make it look like it's a piece of art.
Like
So-
the
You
game
just mean
Flower.
graphically?
Like
Not just graphically, but then
stylized
this
stuff.
not just from the graphics, but from like the story. Because think about if you have like Shakespearean type of epic stories or something like that, or they try to get so deep that you're just not having fun with them anymore. Would you see like Borderlands with a Shakespeare type of story?
That would be awesome.
Would it
What?
really?
No.
No, Borderlands is about
The game would not
collecting
be-
guns, shooting stuff,
I
With
don't
friends.
care with some
But
cutscenes
Shakespeare's all
every
about
once in a
killing
while.
people and committing suicide.
falling in love,
Sex with young
political
children.
like different topics. It goes into deeper stuff. I kind of want to leave some of the stuff to just brainless fun. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, you can have different titles for different things. Though.
Very true. Very true.
It's like it is the closest equivalent thing to tie it to is like music. Some music is art. Like you listen to a symphony and it's art, and then you can listen to a 2 Chainz song and be like, I guess it's still an art, but it's
would
not.
say-
I remember reading something. I don't remember where I heard this, but they were like, if you consider one genre of music as art, you can't really take away that from everything. So if you consider a song from Mozart art, then you have to consider the stupidest song from Nicki Minaj art.
It's a form of art.
It is
but I
art, but it's not
refuse-
like high art.
I refuse to acknowledge a song that says she's got a big booty, so I call her Big Booty.
yeah.
It doesn't
That's
rhyme.
Shakespeare. Shakespeare doesn't rhyme.
He uses iambic
pentameter.
And how do you not know that this isn't modern day iambic pentameter?
She's got a big
She's
booty,
got a big
so
booty.
I call her.
No,
So
it
I
has
got
to add
double
up to a certain number of
entendres?
syllables.
And then
is
in
how
his
that
other
means.
song, he says, "I got her saved under my phone as big booty." I mean, he's just really.
That's
He really enjoys the big booty.
yes. All he wants for his birthday.
Wait, so
is
what's
a
the
big
point
booty
here?
hoe.
Because I agree that video games are an art form.
But it's okay, so they should be treated, or they should be made as if they were art form, or should we just go make a game
The
and
equivalent
then
of
it'll just
Two
be art no
Chains-
matter what?
I think it will be art no matter what.
Okay.
I think in my music example, 2 Chainz would be equal to Madden. I guess it's still a form of the art, and it is still the art. It took
No,
talent
2
to do
Chainz.
it.
2 Chainz would be Thor 2.
Yeah, that's probably a little more accurate.
Yeah, not coming out all the time. Bad game.
Worst game of all time.
Video games. So I guess we agree that video games are. This is one trend. Then I guess that should stay
I
around.
don't want to kill that. No.
So
I
we,
mean, you can't kill it.
What do you want it to be? If it's not art, what the hell is it?
well, because
Well, the thing is, people don't want it
but-
to be considered art because then it has to hold the same standards as you hold to pieces of art.
that is true.
Yeah.
So, like, it has to be a comment on society, and then you have to look at it as, like, okay, well, there's a lot of, like, racism in this game and sexism in this game, and that's, like, not the kind of thing we want to promote in our art. And then, like, so politicians get involved, and all that kind of stuff happens after you consider it art.
That is a very good point, Gondo.
Yes, it is.
Ooh, I don't know. Now, do you
That's
want to
where
keep
the
it?
that's
art?
where the debate
I
is
do,
right
yeah.
now.
Still keep it art. I'm with you on
keep it
that.
art.
Still keep it art. It's art. It's just tough because I don't want to take it that serious when I'm playing
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
You
Like,
don't
when
want to
you're
look at
when you're in the
Borderlands
moment
and
of
think
it.
of how
But you don't have
Shakespearean
to.
story would add up to
But
it.
You go look at a
But game
Picasso, and
developers-
you're like, oh, that's pretty color.
But as a society, kind of, you almost do.
And game
when you consider
developers
it art.
will start doing that. They'll be like, "Oh, let's put a political message in this." Say no to Prop 403. Whatever that
Or there
is.
could be those
Subliminal
video games with
advertising.
strong anti-industrial.
Yeah, it's gonna
stuff.
be. And once it gets, then it could take. Like, what if your favorite games had some type of political, like your favorite Halo, all of a sudden start doing some type of political message that was against something that you believed in?
oh man, like a Barack Obama was the villain or
Or,
something like
yeah,
that.
like something like counter to what you. Then it's just like, come on, we've got into a part where our games are like, oh my god,
I'm trying to
why
think
do
of
I
an
want
example
this
of
in my
one that
stuff?
really happened, like a TV show you really like that all of a sudden turns real political, and you're like, oh man, I used to love this show, but now it's.
I
like,
can't think of one that for me at least.
I'll think of one by the end of the show.
So it blurs the line. That's a tough one. Video games is art. I still do think they are art.
There are.
It's just I don't want them to.
held
I
up
don't know.
that same standard as
Yeah,
well.
but that's stupid because they have to be if I want to
Yeah,
consider
they
them
have to
art.
be.
Yeah, so, all right, we'll go on to the next one. The next one I really do not like. Season passes, everybody.
Oh,
Season
yeah.
Kill 'em.
passes has been a disease.
Kill 'em with fire.
What's the alternative though?
The alternative is don't do the damn I mean, just give us
You want games
cheaper DLC then.
cheaper DLC, but you want to kill DLC. You just said
No, I
No,
want to kill
DLC
DLC endings. I don't care about DLC. I can have a little bit of more
We
story.
want free DLC content continuously to update our game and
Oh,
keep
wow.
us interested.
All hail Gondo as the new
voice.
voice of gaming right there.
Gone for 3 months studying and
And then he came back. This is
monastery.
all we want.
some video game temple.
I've been in touch with every gamer in the world.
He's actually wearing a monk suit right now.
Nails that up to the door of Bethesda. You're like, what the hell is this? Why is this on paper? Like, you could have emailed us. That would have been fine. Yeah, season passes, flat rate, boom. You pay, what is it, like $40 now?
It's usually like 30.
30?
I think it's
25 to
usually
30 depending on the game.
And you'll get all the DLC that they promise
For a year.
for a year.
And then any extra DLC after that, you have to buy another season pass.
Borderlands did it wrong. To me.
Borderlands kind of screwed the pooch,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Well, because I got the season pass and was thinking, oh, I'm going to have everything. And they're like, oh, we're going to create a new classic character. So I was like, sweet, I got a new classic character. I go on there and said, this is not for season pass holders.
You know what they did to you? They did the Willy Wonka signature thing. In the small fine print that you didn't get to read. They put all the extra good stuff. Oh, extra characters and all this type of stuff.
Those
And
extra bounty missions that they gave out.
Sons of bitches.
that was the first one that really made me like, that's kind of shady. Like, this isn't in the season pass, then what the hell did I pay for all that stuff? And then what if the game flops? You just paid a flat fee for it, and the game flops, and the developers stop supporting it, and boom, you're out of your $25.
Good thing that didn't happen to me in Destiny.
That is yet to be seen.
But it happened to those people that
You know
bought
that
Unity.
game that is considered.
Oh, yeah. Unity.
Two
But they're
games
getting
that
a
are
free
considered
game
pieces
though.
of crap.
But they're getting a free game out of it.
Aliens
That's a pretty
Colonial
damn good deal.
Marines had the same thing. Crappy game. I don't think they had season pass, and it didn't. And what's the season pass for like Madden? Like what
Is
comes
there
out?
one?
There's a Madden season pass.
I could have swore there was like one of the sports games had a season pass.
It's probably like
I
a
know
special playoff
FIFA
edition, so you know
has-
which teams are in the playoffs afterwards, and then they do a special release with the tournament for those guys or something.
I know
They-
FIFA
they-
and Madden have ultimate versions for the FIFA Ultimate Team. That's about it.
I
Like
don't-
you pay an extra $10 and it gives you like a whole bunch of tickets and a whole bunch of packs.
Yeah, that's if
for
you're
Ultimate
really
Team.
into that, and that actually got big in that game. So
Yeah,
The Ultimate Team stuff.
yeah, Ultimate
Yeah, it
Team
did.
stuff got huge.
I got
in FIFA.
hooked on that for like a week.
Wow, so I got hooked on it for like a week.
It's on a sport that I think is stupid.
All right, so season passes. Are we getting rid of it or keeping it?
Getting rid of it.
I need a better alternative. So I'd say keep it, I guess.
Gondo.
I mean, you can keep them. I don't like the Borderlands one though, where like not everything's included in the season pass. Get rid of that.
I think it's kind of like us conforming to a really crappy policy because season pass and DLC and all this is such a kind of just a murky area of video games right now. But the season pass does offer it at cheap, but you have to pay in advance.
But we
Well,
say
most
it,
of the times it's only $5. I mean,
Hey, money's money, man.
we say it all the time. though,
$5,
Corey.
really? All right.
Why conform to this if we
Because I really want to play the game.
vote
Otherwise,
for
you don't.
our
You can play the
dollars?
game
You can
without
play
it.
the game without it. Yeah, you can play the game
But
without
I
it.
want to play the DLC. They're offering the DLC, so I might as well
Corey's
buy it
a
at
sheep
the
at this
cheaper
point.
price.
Here's the thing. That is
Yeah,
true.
really.
Here's the thing, though. Borderlands 2, when I bought this game, for some reason, something told me to hold back on that season pass. And I was all geared to go get everything because I love Borderlands 1. And then when I saw the DLC come out, like I was kind of like, yeah, I'll buy this first one just to see what more was it. But I wasn't that excited or enthused about getting the next one. What if it's that thing? What if the whole world loves it? You bought the season pass, but then you just really don't feel the game that much anymore.
Hey, that happened to me on Borderlands too.
Well, see,
That's pretty much been the.
Borderlands was
I bought it. I bought the season pass, downloaded them all, played through half of the first one. I had moved on.
yeah.
See, it's tough. It's like you're in, and this is why I don't even do phone contracts. It's like you're locked into this. It's like saying, hey, you're going to play this game for this whole season. This is what you're going to do. Like, I can't do that anymore with games because if I get bored with it and I want to move on to the new hotness, I'm stuck because I just paid
You're committed.
30.
You're committed
Yeah, you
to
committed. I'm afraid of commitment. That's what it is. So I don't do that type of thing. Season passes I just see it too. Nah, don't lock me down.
Side note: getting more into Dragon Age 3 Inquisition.
Mm-hmm.
Such a good game. Oh my gosh! If you're listening, if you hear my voice right now, and you're looking, you got that RPG itch.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Age is the game. It's overwhelming at first, like kind of all the Dragon Ages are. Like at first you start playing it, the interface is new, you got to learn the combat system because they change things, and they don't really hold your hand too much. There's a lot of new things, like there's this whole Stratego map thing where you send out agents to go take care of things. You can
I
choose
like that.
certain agents to do certain
that.
missions, and based on who you send, it comes back, and it's this whole world. And I don't
You know who did that first?
Assassin's Creed. Yep.
Doesn't matter how it's said. But we're going through, and like I don't know how to follow the main story, but I'm like, the game is good, so I'm just playing through, and then eventually things start trickling in. You start connecting the dots, finding the new characters, and my word of advice is to really consider making yourself a mage. Mainly,
Like a companion, not a companion, but a
Your main
agent.
character.
Oh, your main character.
make
okay.
your main character a mage, because, or if you don't, just be content to be stuck with kind of a generic crappy mage through most of the game.
That's one of those things. The art one, the Inquisition game, it explains kind of political messages in that one too. From all the videos we watched yesterday, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
told you about that. What if I'm one of those backwards, type of? Or I won't even put anybody in the category. What if I'm just one of those people that is against, all that other stuff? And then I see,
Are you talking about the gay stuff? and all
yeah,
that?
and I see you banging a bull.
Yeah.
It's just like, and I'm one of those guys that's like, oh, I don't want that type of thing in my game. I'm not going to put anybody in a box. I
Well,
shouldn't
that's the
even
thing
use
about
a box.
RPGs that make them so beautiful is that if you don't want to be gay, don't be gay. Like, if you're not gay, don't woo the men. Don't flirt with them. That's just how...
What if I can't tell it's a man or a woman?
I don't know what you're talking about. I was telling Aaron about the game. He sent me a message. I told him, I'm trying to woo this girl, man. Her name's Josephine. And then Aaron's like, are you sure that's not the transvestite one? Is there a tranny in the game?
Stick around for the second half of the episode. We are going to smite down more trends in the video game world to make this video game world better for you. And maybe we'll find out who the tranny is. I don't know. Stick around.
Hi, this is Amber Goldfarb, the voice of Aveline de Grandpré, and you're listening to Video Game Bang.
Hello, this is Cass Anvar Altair Ibn La'ahad from Assassin's Creed Revelation, and you are listening to the Video Game Bang.
This is Strife, the main guy behind Freedom Planet.
This is Commander Torque.
Hi, this is Lilac the Dragon Girl.
This is Spade. This is Mayor Zhao.
This is Syntax.
Greetings, this is Lord Brevin, and you're listening to Video Game Bang.
+5 awesome.
Hey man, I'm Kevin Smith.
Jason Mewes.
And you're listening to the Video Game Bang, which sounds a lot dirtier than it is.
This is Janice Davis, author of Holder's Dominion, and you're listening to Video Game Bang with superstar, incredibly charming hosts.
Hello, Super Aaron. Hello, Princess Cory. It's me, Mario. Woohoo! Mamma mia. You guys, number one. Woohoo!
It burns. It burns. Welcome back to the Weekend Bang, everybody, where it burns.
It burns. It's our motto.
We are talking about gaming trends that need to die in the gaming world to make your gaming world a little bit better
place.
Yeah. How think we're going so far, Gondo?
So far, so good.
After your sabbatical on to travel the world and find out what gamers want.
We the people agree so far.
The next one is publisher-specific clients. Now, Steam is out there, and it's, steamrolling everybody's hearts in the PC world.
Yeah.
Making a place for you to come congregate and download your games. And other companies are like, hey, we're going to do the same thing. So EA comes up with their one. We just did an interview with the people from Perfect World.
Was it Perfect World?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And they have their own client now. It's just a place for you to get specific games. You said, Cory, that TVs in the future or whatever are going to be, company and channel specific? Like you'll have to get a package if you want to watch all.
That's kind of what I'm feeling, yeah.
Well, it looks like that video games are kind of going in the same direction.
Well, when we talked about EA doing their Access, was it called EA Access?
Yes.
That's the same concept right there. So
Ubisoft has followed suit with theirs. They have their own type of
the
client.
Uplay client?
Yeah, the Uplay client where you get all their games and stuff like that.
Oh,
why
really?
can't we just have one? If we're going to do clients at all, why can't there just be one place to go and get it?
Because people are greedy.
Now, how do you see this hurting the gaming industry? Noel?
You know what? Different deals. I honestly don't even know. I would say that the deals in that you can only get in certain places kind of screwed over. Plus, the fact that you can only get certain games in certain clients is really stupid.
True, but the deal, I don't know, because like the deals with FIFA, I can go on the EA client and I can get FIFA right now, $40. Go any other place, it's still the same price.
Steam
as
was
$60.
having some ridiculous ass deals, freaking during Black Friday and all that. So you probably could have got it for like maybe $5 or $10 there.
it doesn't feel so bad with Steam because Steam is kind of like just a digital marketplace for the games. They don't really have a particular horse in the race. But like the EA All Access thing is a little seedier because it's that company offering only their products for their price. Steam, I mean, it's kind of like Walmart. It's the Walmart of computer video gaming.
Well, I had bought...
I'd put it a little above. I'd say Target, I guess.
Well, I mean...
EA's... Have you ever used EA's
It crashes a lot.
It crashes so bad.
It's clunky and there's sparse. There's not even very many good games on there.
I had actually bought the Command & Conquer Ultimate Edition that came with every single Command & Conquer ever released.
Nice.
And every time I would try to... Well, at one point, I was going to... My intent was playing from the first one and leading up all the way to the newest one. But the first one got to a point that the client kept crashing over and over again, that whenever I tried to load up the game, it would freeze in the same exact place every time. So it became unplayable. So I had to uninstall it and re-download it, and even then, the save data from Origin would keep it frozen. It was stupid.
Yeah, Origin, it seems like it's the lowest point of this client thing, because it's the same thing whenever I try to play FIFA World online or whatever. It says it has to update Origin first, and then I can play the game. Like, I don't like that whatsoever.
Yeah, Steam, even if Steam isn't updated or anything, I can click on the game and it'll let me start it on my desktop. So I would prefer something that actually works compared to something that doesn't. That's the best way to put it.
I would say, let's stop this trend further on. Steam is fine enough. Let's all push our games to be on Steam, if anything, and then maybe it'll be one step closer.
That's not a good mentality, though. I mean, if another client could come out there and make cheaper prices and a better interface, then we'll use them. It's just...
But they're only putting their games on there. That's what I'm saying.
Well, Origin shit is shit. I mean, we need to stop thinking about Origin. But if another Steam-like company comes out who's doesn't even have their own development company, they don't have their own video games. They just want to be just a marketplace and interface for players to play together and chat and stuff. And if they can do it better than Steam, by all means, do it, and we'll flock to you.
Well, we completely agree. The thing we were talking about is killing the publisher. Specific clients.
Yeah, I'm less a fan of the publisher-specific ones because it becomes confusing as a user then. Like, which ones do I need to get so that I can get this game?
Yeah, because I remember when I first bought the Command & Conquer, because I didn't buy it through Steam. I bought it when I still worked at GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to read the instructions earlier, just like go through GameStop.com. Oh, you need this specific client to play this. I already had Steam downloaded. So I was thinking I could just download through Steam, and they're like, no, you got to download Origin, then you got to download each individual game through Origin, and it was just a big, long,
That's why I
process.
say Steam is fine enough right now, but greed is probably going to keep this thing going, because I don't think that's control on our end. I think that's more control above, from the publisher's end.
The control on our end is to spend our money on their site so that they get better.
That's the overall thing with all this. Spend our money on the good ones, don't on the bad ones.
One of the frustrating things I'm finding in games is and it kind of has to deal with the publisher's aspect, is every single big publisher wants to have their own online community and just spam the crap out of you with, what is Ubisoft's, the Uplay?
Yeah, Uplay.
Yeah, Uplay, annoying as hell. I mean, I just want to play Assassin's Creed. I don't want to log into the Uplay servers and get all these alarms saying that the Uplay servers aren't activated. Put in your email address.
Yeah, that sucks.
Just another password and more bullshit. Just give me a good game.
It's going to be tough for them right now.
Yeah.
They got a lot of
I think I remember seeing an article online that said, like, Unity is one of the most unplayable games that's been released in a long time.
So sad. That might be
every game though. Even Dragon Age, for how awesome it is, I've had glitches on there too. Other people, every time I get an error code, I Google that shit just to see what the hell, how to fix it. And just spontaneously, if you die, it'll say, "Oh, your current save file couldn't be loaded and it's corrupted or damaged."
Oh, that's not good
Scared
at all.
the shit out of me. So I was like, "Okay, what about the next one?" Go back to 10 minutes ago. Said the same thing. Went back to the first one. Same thing.
Oh, damn.
I was thinking they couldn't all corrupt at once. That just doesn't make sense. So I looked up some forums, and they say you're going to have to do a hard reboot on the Xbox or shut the game down completely, turn off the Xbox, turn everything back on, and sure enough, it came right back. But still, I mean,
that's
a fucking heart attack.
Yeah, that
was a heart attack.
That's ridiculous. Let it happen right before the final boss. No. Game-altering pre-order incentives.
Oh, go away.
What do you mean by game-altering?
So, extra experience, in an RPG maybe or something, like an online RPG, or a one-shot kill gun or something because you paid your $5 to pre-order this game.
We know Call of Duty's done it before.
$1 million in game on Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, something like that. Or because that's definitely a game altering one. Because then you can just splurge on all the hottest weapons online, and just blow people away.
Yeah.
Well, actually, now some of them are level capped on that one, isn't it?
Most of them are level capped.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, stuff like that. So game altering pre-orders, just because Jimmy paid $5 more early, not more, just the same amount.
He gets the golden gun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are there any positive things from this?
No.
I actually, on Borderlands, I have that on the pre-sequel because I played their previous games. They gave me a bonus gun when I started the game, which was nice for just running through the first tutorial levels, because I didn't really care. I already know how to play the game. I just want to level up some like real quick and then get a new gun to replace it with.
That's
later
customer loyalty though.
Yeah,
That's different. That's cool.
That's a whole different
You didn't
story.
pay anything extra.
I know, but like they do the same kind of thing though. When you pre-order your game, you also get a code like where they'll give out new armor or something like that.
There's been like a pre-order war between like Target, Best Buy, GameStop. Who else does? Does Amazon do any pre-ordering things now?
Yeah. Well, sometimes I've seen some.
Well, now the way they do it, it used to be, it seemed more like a turf war. Like, oh man, if I go to Best Buy, I get Sub-Zero's classic skin. If I go to Target, I get the Reptile classic skin. Oh, which one do I want?
Yeah.
Pretty much now it seems like it's always just on that disc. Because when I buy the game, I'm like, so where the hell's my code for the Sub-Zero? They're like, oh, it's probably in the game or something.
Yeah, and that's definitely one thing I don't like. But pre-ordering the games, giving extra incentives, I don't really like that because I don't know if the game's going to be good nowadays. So I can get into the game and I paid my $5 early and I got this cool sword in this crappy game that I don't like anymore. So it's just like, well, then it was kind of like there was no need for me to do this. But I mean, on the other hand, I don't really see it hurting because I'm not paying anything extra.
Yeah.
It's just a little $5 towards the game that I'm already going to pay the full whatever amount for. Now, if the game does something to where it makes people who paid that early stronger than me or something like that, then I have a problem with that. Because it's just like, well, just because he got to pay a little extra or pay his money
he's licking
first,
your nuts.
yeah, like you're going to give him that little bit more power over me?
Yeah, no, because like I remember some of the Call of Duties do like double XP for people that pre-ordered, or you get an extra gun early or some stupid shit like that. So
I think the trend needs to die, or I think the trend needs to just change to where it's either purely cosmetic from what you get pre-order and you get, the new flaming hairstyle or something like that, or what are they, flaming skull or flaming helmet on Halo?
Yeah, on Halo.
Or, pre-order and you get, if it's a single-player game, I have no problem with whatever.
That was one of the
pre-orders.
coolest things Halos did back in the day, where the game developers had flaming skulls. Like in Halo 2 or 3.
I think it was 2.
Yeah, it was like back in the original day before just everyone could have it. So when you got in a match and you saw a flaming skull, you were actually playing with a Bungie developer, and if you beat them, you get like an achievement and some.
That's awesome. Pretty cool. So game-altering pre-order incentives, burn it,
die.
Gondo?
It depends. I mean, single-player games, I got no problem with it. I think multiplayer competitive games, you could do it if you scale the incentives to be like, oh, like check out this cool thing that's really nice when you're level 5, and then it just like it's trash after you're level 10.
They did that with Borderlands, yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm fine with that.
Borderlands seems to be a lot on this.
They pretty much, for such a beloved game, they touched a lot of
beloved.
Yeah, Borderlands.
I have kind of. Were you on the rant when I was on Skype, Noel, earlier today?
No,
but you love Borderlands.
That was
I just finished up the review for the
Telltale,
and I actually gave it a 4.5.
Yeah, you love Borderlands,
but I hate the writing of the first 2. So that kind of sours it a little. Literally, it's just Roland. Everybody, I'm sorry. It's just the death of Roland.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to tie into
I'm sorry. It literally is just him. Him dying. Like, I don't understand.
When Bloodwing dies.
But here's the thing.
Here's the
thing. Yeah, they tried to hit me with that too whenever I was ranting about it earlier. At the end of Borderlands 2, he has another Bloodwing. There was no little black baby that somebody was holding or something like that. No, Roland's just dead.
Lilith's pregnant.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't even accept that though, because that means I got to wait 17 years or something like that for the boy to even come back and be like, "Oh, my dad's dead" or something like that. And then Anthony Birch, Ashley Birch's brother. Ashley, she's a wonderful person. Anthony is a wonderful person. There's nothing against them personally. He actually went out and wrote, since he's now a writer, or the writer of Borderlands storyline, that the new U stations are not canon in the lore of Borderlands.
But they were in the first one.
So the theory that everybody was like, why don't they just do something to where he comes back in a new U station, is not even a chance that can happen now, because the writer said that's not in the story. So they have cut off, they have Mass Effect 3, the damn ending of Roland's life. That's what they have done.
I wasn't so upset when Roland died.
That's because you're racist.
Yeah.
That's because you're racist.
Yeah, probably.
But think about it. Seriously, I had to think about it. And after I was done writing the review, I was like, man, this game was awesome. I felt that Borderlands, A Tale from Borderlands, literally felt to me, from the small chapter that I played, could be the next chapter in the Borderlands actual saga, which it is. In storyline, canon, it takes place after all the 3 games that have, all the 3 shooter RPG games. But I felt like it could have came out and been like, this is Borderlands 3, everybody. And then people will be upset, like, oh, this is not the same thing because there's no guns and it's just story driven, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But the way that it's presented, the music, the characters, the dialogue,
they're very true to the genre.
It's very true to the genre. Like, so true that to me, it kind of blurred the lines. Like, oh, this could just be another, just minus the guns right now. So then when I thought about it like that, I was like, Roland is still dead. And I'm still upset about this. I don't know. It just irks me. And then I went to like Wikipedia pages to look up Roland, and they have all this information on this character that I spent hours in playing with, and he's just wiped out.
It's funny you get so upset about this character.
Hey, to be honest,
from a game who is known for having a very shallow storyline.
Yeah. And his character, his character is not that like in depth.
Yeah, no.
It's like he it says likes. It said shotguns, assault rifles, Christmas. That's his like
Christmas.
Like that's what he likes. Dislikes the Crimson Lands and like something else. And I was just like, why is it this one character really? I think it's because he was my character.
You get attached, especially
with character.
As many hours we put into Borderlands 1, you get attached. Because I never played anybody besides Mordecai. He never played anybody other than Roland. Other than to get the achievements.
Yeah. I was Brick the whole time.
So what if they killed Brick in the game? You just move on to Salvador?
He's still alive.
You just move on to Salvador and you just forget
really
it?
like Salvador too, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Zero was nowhere near as good as Mordecai.
Like it felt like if I couldn't move on to Axel or what's his name?
Because he's white?
No, I played Axel and I liked him, but I didn't feel. What was his story? What was Salvador's story?
Salvador's story?
Yeah.
I don't know. He was just short Brick.
Right?
Yeah.
But you still said you liked him just as much as Brick.
Yeah, because they were both very shallow characters, and of the ones given the opportunity to like, those are the ones I took to.
So they've given me no opportunity
they gave you White Roland. Just accept it.
No, they didn't give me White Roland.
They gave you White Roland in what's his name?
I can't even remember his catchphrases when he was shooting around.
I don't know.
Exactly,
like,
but
bang,
when
bang,
I said,
but
when I said Roland like shotguns, assault rifles, and Christmas, you yelled out "Sweet Christmas"
because I had to listen to you yell
because
Sweet Christmas
it was amazing. Because it was amazing, and then
I just know that from Luke Cage, though.
Yeah,
like, and I don't even think he doesn't say "Sweet Christmas." He said, "Feels like," or it's just like Christmas.
Just like Christmas. Yeah, but you would yell "Sweet Christmas" while playing.
So it's like. I don't know. It just felt like they took away something. Like, why would you take away a main character in the canon of something? This isn't freaking.
Well, Ashley Birch told us.
No,
she told us. Why.
I know, and I almost, and I was trying to be so polite because as a person that writes and that's a creative writer.
So glad you didn't say as a person of color.
No. It's just it literally as I didn't even. I'm not thinking color. I'm not thinking gender. Like why to kill a male character, even though nobody asks that. But
no.
As a creative writer, if you hate, and I believe he does, regular tropes like that, because remember she said, oh, he called me up or he wrote like, or wrote me and said, oh, I think I have to go in with the trope of damsel in distress and kill this person. If you hate that stuff, why wouldn't you actively try to go against it? Why wouldn't you write something different that changes it? What we're trying to do today. We're looking over the problems in the gaming world, and we're trying to figure out what we should get rid of to change it. So why wouldn't you do that? Explain.
Money.
This is what I'm here for.
Money, people.
Now, if he had said that, if she said that, like, wait, they were paying him a buttload of money. He had to do what he had to do. I would have been like, respect. That is what you had to do, You're honest. But if this is something that I feel, because I've watched Anthony Birch, he has rant videos online. He does, little small messages and, hey, Ash, what you playing about, storylines and different type of stuff that we see over and over. It's just like, he's a very intelligent, guy. He could have came up with a way. It's like I expected more. Not just because this was my character, but
But mostly because it was.
Mostly because it was my character.
Because I'll admit, I may have not been as attached as you were to Roland, but when they did kill Bloodwing, that was a tough one for me.
I think I was in the game when they first did it, and I got to hear the Noel rage.
Just like, why the hell are you gonna kill Bloodwing?
That was like, pissed.
I was really mad about that because just like you, hours spent with this character, and then even more so because Mordecai, every time he's the one that kept me rich. Bloodwing was the one that kept me healthy. It was the best. And the companion.
I don't think Aaron was in the party. David already knows where I'm going with this.
I do. This is good.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this is good.
These two were like two peas in a friggin' pod in that game because they both were the snipers.
Uh-huh.
And there was this one part towards the end where you go to some place where it was really freaking hard, but they had snipers that could penetrate the armor.
Our guns were because like the enemies had all shield
level?
and no health.
Huh? Yeah,
the snow level.
Yeah,
right?
because we had the ability that would allow us to shoot through shield.
Yeah,
and they were like all freaking shield, so it was like a big deal. They could one shot these guys. Noel, it was like freaking Christmas and his birthday and his bar mitzvah all rolled into
Christmas.
one.
Noel was extremely excited about this.
He was just,
awesome.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so lucky that me and Gondo are here. Me and Gondo are going to rip this apart.
I remember that.
Look
that
what
was
me and
awesome.
Gondo can do. Oh, me and Gondo are going to kiss each other.
It was
so terrible.
Terrible. No, because the whole game,
it was. David was just
the whole game. You guys were showing off about how Brick can tank through hella damage, or how Aaron could throw out the shield that will heal and replenish everybody's ammo.
Sure did.
And then we were able to do nothing until this very last point of the game.
Me and Gondo.
You know what? And that's kind of that cheapens Borderlands 2 for me even more now, because it feels like he just explained everybody in Borderlands 1 had their moment to shine. When was that in Borderlands 2?
There
really?
wasn't.
My God. You guys have ruined Borderlands 2 for me now.
Well, we had good times. That was Borderlands 1.
I remember particular, too, the best time we had was when me, Aaron, Dominique, and I think Steven sat through our first 100 round of the arena. 6 hours, I think it was around that time.
It was like 4. Yeah, it was like 5. Yeah, it was like 5.
Mad
6
Moxie's
hours.
battle.
Yeah,
you know,
we actually sat through one.
Have you ever seen?
It was ridiculous.
Have you ever seen like world records of like
Speed
Pac-Man? No, of like Pac-Man. And you know how they spend like, oh, this guy took 8 hours to beat the record.
Yeah.
They find places in the corner to hide on Pac-Man where ghosts will go around them and not, so they can take a quick break. We had to do that in the damn DLC. We had to find a place to sit and rest. Like, okay, I gotta go to the bathroom. And then we get up, and everybody would have to guard that person while he's sitting in the little quick hide spot.
Or we would have to go get something to eat or get a sandwich. And like, it would be protection duty around one person.
Yeah.
While everybody else was in the middle of battle.
And that was just for one of the
rounds. We wanted to do the rest.
To beat the
we never got to finish them.
Never got to beat the rest.
Was Cromerex one?
That was one.
That was one. Yeah.
Cromerex, that was
But this was
a crowning moment.
This was the DLC before him, I believe, too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mad Moxie.
Yeah, because Cromerex was the one that finally allowed you to go to past 60 or past 50.
But that was so fun. Those were good days.
When you got to the actual, if you decided to actually do one of those, that was the most intense. Because it would have been quicker, but people kept dying, and once you got to a certain point, it would knock you back 2 rounds or another round or like 3. It was crazy. When we finally got that level 100, you didn't get anything special, but it was just
you got
that big sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, it was good.
They're like 2 more to go.
And actually, that game is on sale on Steam too. It's on the Steam sale. I might have to pick that up again, just to bring back Roland. Give it one more run around.
All right, what's next on this damn list?
All right, I skipped down a whole bunch of them because we just took up a chunk of time with Borderlands, but it was worth it.
Yeah, it was good.
Bring back Roland in part 3, everybody. Oh, sorry. Nah, never mind. You can read the review for Telltale's Borderlands on nerdreactor.com, everybody.
All right.
So another one, we're going a little deeper into the actual video game mechanics. Exceedingly long tutorials.
I agree with this one.
You agree with this one?
Yes.
Yeah.
You agree with exceeding long tutorials, or you agree
getting
against
rid
it?
of them?
I agree with getting rid of them.
Okay. You want to explain?
There's nothing worse than a game that just holds your hand way too much, and then especially when it's harder to turn those tutorials off once you get it. and then like you've been playing the game for 6 hours, and then all of a sudden it freezes in the middle of the game to say, "Hey, by the way, do you know if you press A, you can do a double jump?"
Yeah, I hate that when it's like when you playing for a long time and then they're like, "Oh, we forgot to tell you real quick. You can roll with Y." Like I've been rolling for the last 6 hours.
See, I don't like them, but mainly because my favorite game doesn't have tutorials. I mean, it just throws you into the fire. So.
Oh, you mean Demon Souls or
Dark Souls?
Dark
Yeah,
Souls?
there's not a single there's a couple of hints at the beginning of the game, and you're on your own after that.
You know what's been doing it, or that did it that irritated me? FIFA.
Really?
Yeah.
The same way.
The FIFA, yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, you can press B to, tackle." But like, I've played this game for years, dude. I don't need to.
Dude,
I really do not need to know all this stuff.
No, even worse is sometimes because some of the FIFAs they look through your achievement list to see if you have FIFA achievements, and then they'll rate your the difficulty depending on your previous achievements from the previous FIFA, and they'll still offer and make you do a tutorial after they saw that you had achievements and rate you at a higher.
They'll rate you at world class, and they'll be like, "Hey, you can press A to run."
Yeah,
like, dude,
exactly.
I've been playing it on world class the whole time, and you're gonna tell me this? We're done. Uninstalled.
Magic the Gathering kind of goes back and forth in their Duels of the Planeswalkers, because it seemed like the first one, there's always the tutorial, but usually you could skip them fairly easily. The last one, it was not so easy to skip it. You remember that? It was the first time they actually voice acted it. So they actually voice acted the tutorials this time, and which made the tutorial go from like, a minute and a half to like 15 minutes.
That means they paid money.
You could actually skip it because like there were stages you could play, but you could skip directly to the final thing, which was like a mini battle.
When they have the voice act, that means they paid money. You're gonna listen to what I have to tell you.
God damn it!
Now draw a damn card.
Tap that mana, bitch.
That's exactly. Don't try to skip me. If it's blended in, if the tutorial is blended in, like with the gameplay, that's fine. Like, oh hey, I wonder how you get over this bridge, and then it does a quick flash of press A, and then you're just on your way or something like that.
I enjoyed it. Like I said in Dragon Age a little bit earlier, there was a learning curve, definitely, and it caused me just to start exploring. I just had to figure it out. It didn't hold my hand too much. It gave me the basics of combat in the beginning, and then just kind of set you off. And that was the most, I'm glad I learned that way. If it was all just completely handed out, I wouldn't have been organically exploring the countrysides and just being in the game and learning things little by little. So yeah, I like the organic way.
I think as I get older, I like less and less tutorials because I have played a lot of games now, so I know the basic mechanics of games, and I can figure out things easily, and then I can also look up if I have questions.
So should there be an age thing? Like, hey, how old are you, son? Right before it starts?
No, I'm not saying that. It's just that my opinion is skewed towards less and less.
Like, I'm 72. All right, no tutorial for you. I've never played this game, though.
Yeah, you need the extended tutorial.
I've forgotten all about it.
Do you remember Pong? It's kind of like that, except a lot harder.
You can roam the countrysides. Another one this guy put on there was unexplained regenerating health. That's in almost every game now, right? Should it just be done away, or should we keep it in there?
No, that is a very good one. In Dragon Age, there's no regenerating health, and they made potions harder to come by.
Ooh.
So it's like, why can't my health just return on
because
its own?
You're not...
But then I think I'm not a bitch.
Wow. Wow.
The game I've been playing, Kingdoms of Amalur, there's no regenerating health. You actually have to spec items for it. They won't just give it to you anymore.
But like in Halo, isn't there regenerating health?
Well, there's different ones, because there's the health bar and there's a shield bar. The shield regenerates, but your health doesn't regenerate on its own.
Very true.
They took different...
Depending on the game.
Yeah, they took different approaches.
Call of Duty, one of the big ones.
Regenerating health.
Very much regenerating health.
Unless you're playing hardcore.
Yeah, unless you're playing hardcore.
But who plays that?
A lot of people play hardcore, actually.
That's why in Skyrim, I always leveled up healing. So, in
yes.
one hand, I had a sword, and the other one, I'm healing myself, and healing and slashing at the same time.
I don't see it as a problem too much, because it is a video game. If they wanted extremely realistic, and you want to regenerate health, then your character will be waiting months if they got a broken leg or something like that. And then
or like Far Cry.
Yeah.
Like Far Cry. Where you can just take a bullet out of your arm.
Yeah, you just snatch with pliers. You just snatch a bullet right out of your arm and you're good. No lead poisoning or nothing. And then also it's like permadeath. then. It's just like you die and then it's a game over. You have to start all over as a new person or
There's
something.
only one game that's done that, and that's Diablo 3. And that you actually have to, or Diablo, I think, in general, and you have to actually make the difficulty into that.
Yeah, so it's on the fence. I say still keep it
We're
in
out
there.
of time, Aaron.
And there's so much more. That's crazy.
We'll have to save it for another episode.
All right, then. I hope we've enlightened you today, everybody.
I feel enlightened.
Do you feel enlightened?
I feel empowered.
That's good.
So I'll play Borderlands 1.
Yeah, let's go play Borderlands 1.
Exactly. Go out and play Borderlands 1. Bring Roland back in Borderlands 3. I'll
Play
write
Mordecai.
the story. And I think everybody will be that much happier.
Don't kill Bloodwing.
For Gondo, Noel, and Cory, I am Sir Aaron Carter. And I hope you're smarter. That kind of rhymed, didn't it? Shut up. It rhymed.
Let me bang,
I
man.
do let you bang. Hey.
Let me bang again, man.
I let you bang. I let you bang.
Let me bang.
Let you bang. Now go fuck yourselves.
Nick, you want to do? What the hell was that?